Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? I have a new book review for you, and that is on The Hunt of the Unicorn by C.C. Humphreys. And so we are in the second round of the Zombies vs. Unicorns month. Last week we had Lish McBride's Hold Me Closer Necromancer on Team Zombie, of course. And this week we have The Hunt of the Unicorn, obviously on Team Unicorn. And we're gonna see who's gonna win out in round 2. So let's get started with this review. That rhymes. Let's start off with the synopsis. Our main character is Alice Elaine. Finds out her father is quite ill and he is about to go into the hospital the next day. As a request, he wants to tell Elaine all about her ancestry and where she came from. Alice Elaine is from a long line of other Alice Elaines. The first Alice Elaines, a lot of Alice Elaines in the sentence, didn't grow up in this world, but in the land of the fabulous beasts called Golith. Golith is filled with beasts that come from legends and myths, including Cerberus, the cockatrice, the manticore, and of course the unicorn. So we find out how the first Alice Elaine makes an oath to her rescuer Moonspill, the unicorn, as he has helped her and her father before. So this modern Alice Elaine living in the present day is very skeptical of this whole business about unicorns. She does not believe it at all, until one day, of course, she finds herself falling into a magical tapestry, sending her to the realm of fabulous beasts, attacked by a manticore, saved by the very own Moonspill, and eventually gets captured by a tyrant king. That's basically where the plot takes off, guys. Let's get into the parts I enjoyed about the book. First of all, the premise is amazing. The premise is pretty much bound by this loyalty, this duty between a 14-year-old girl back in the 1500s to this unicorn. This promise kind of binding these two characters together. Very kind of epic way to set up a story, I think. Also, what I loved about Hunt of the Unicorn is the setting of Golith, the realm of fabulous beasts. Pretty much any mythical beast you've heard of, it's in this realm of Golith. Also, this setting seems to have been frozen during the medieval times. Everyone's speaking in medieval terms. I found it very interesting. It was pretty cool. The premise was great. The setting was awesome. The whole setup of the story. So things that kind of underwhelmed me were the characters and the plot. Start off with the characters first. For the most part, I felt the characters were kind of flat. There wasn't any significant characteristics or traits about these characters that really fascinated me or really made them interesting. Everyone played their role. Let's talk about Elaine, our heroine in this book. She is 15 years old, kind of thrown into this world she didn't even know existed. For the most part, Elaine was kind of biding her time, waiting for the right moment to do something. She was either waiting on the sidelines, waiting to get saved. There was a lot of waiting for her. I found Alice Elaine kind of Mary Sue-ish. Nothing really stood out for her. As for the plot, there were parts of the book that were quite adventurous, quite exciting. There were a lot of chase scenes which were a lot of fun. Also, I thought most of the events taking place were kind of convenient for Alice Elaine. This one scene where she is thrown into the dungeon. There's not really much she can do but wait, and so she waits to find out that someone comes to rescue her. A lot of things conveniently helping Elaine out, and I found that kind of unrealistic. Let's talk about the writing next. It had its ups and downs. I really enjoyed most about C.C. Humphreys' writing was his descriptive writing, especially when he described Moonspill and the depths of his eyes. You were like looking into the universes, and it was pretty fantastical and magical. But for the most part, I felt his writing style kind of distracting, especially with the punctuation, mainly the exclamation point. I thought the exclamation point was used liberally throughout the book. It's one of those things where I noticed it the first time and thought it was kind of interesting placement. Then when it kept happening again and again and again, I found it really distracting and felt that it was kind of misused in some places. And so the punctuation and the style kind of, for the most part, distracted me from kind of getting into the book more, I think, and it was very weird. The dialogue was kind of bad, not in the medieval ye old speak, but when it came to current Alice Elaine and her father, out of all people. Alice Elaine's character, her voice was kind of inconsistent. There were times when she sounded really young and juvenile, and other times where she was more mature. Her teen speak, it just sounded too forced or trying to be too current, I think, and it didn't kind of work, I felt. As for Elaine's dad, he was speaking in the ye old speak. There were terms that didn't sound realistic, using phrases like, "You allow your child of yours to risk such peril," and I've never heard anyone use peril in a sentence before. I think people should, but it just seemed realistic for a dad living in New York City. With that being said, guys, I'm going to give The Hunt of the Unicorn an unreadable rating. I felt for the most part it was just okay, hoping the characters and the plot would match to the setup of the story because I thought that was pretty darn epic. There you go, guys. That is my review for The Hunt of the Unicorn. Let me know if you still want to check it out. Go for it. Let me know what you guys think. And that is all, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.